Intro music. Welcome to Will Fix It, host Old Ass Movie Reviews. I'm your host, a restless Don Vega.
And I could tell. And I am Joe Sonnenblick, representing Costco.
Taco?
Taco! Kaki! I'm representing Kaki!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got my cool Rivermatic shirt on. You ever heard of Rivermatic?
I haven't. I know that is I believe that's the photo from the Most Def album True Magic, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
Good. Good talk.
Yeah.
Who's tap dancing over there?
My dog. My mom's dog who wants to say hi.
Yeah, it's a Ben Vereen special.
Gypsy, I need you to go that way. Go over there, Gypsy. Jazz hands.
Yeah. Great. Little Gregory Hines action.
Yeah, she's. Yeah, I'm at my Madre's house and dog sitting for the weekend. So,
I'm where I always am.
Yeah, there's some better lighting in here. There's actual windows, so that's different.
You do look less gray.
Well, no. Anyway, Rebelmatic is a black punk rock band. I think they consider it punk rock. Really cool dudes.
Yeah.
Really
Name 3 songs, poser.
I have them purchased. Actually.
I don't care.
So I can't.
No. I really don't want your name. I don't.
Something all night. And the other one is one is Born to Win, Blood and Gold, Get It Off, Insult to Injury.
Okay.
Fuck you, man.
Great. It's great. I remember people used to do that to you in high school. Like, not you, because I didn't know you in high school. I would not be doing a show with you if I knew you in high school.
Didn't associate with the blacks back then?
No. I just would have gotten tired of you for over 20 years. People used to do that to you, like, oh yeah, wearing a shirt. Name one of their albums. It's just like, why would
but now you see now.
Now I know no one knows any of their albums of the people they wear.
It was necessary. Certain type of I don't know if I would call that bullying so far, but checking people. You got kids nowadays that are wearing fucking these rock and roll shirts from fucking Journeys and shit. They have no idea who these people are.
Yeah.
Never listened to a fucking single tune, but it looks cool. The shirt is cool, and like to a certain extent, the fact that you like the artistry of the album art and you're a fan of that, cool.
Yeah, sorry though.
But still,
yeah, you gotta.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. I mean, everybody, and I love Nirvana. Love Nirvana. Exactly. Everybody has a fucking Nirvana shirt. Yeah. I don't have a Nirvana shirt, but I know, like, Linda and I went to the grocery store, and I saw this, like, there's no way this 11-year-old girl listens to Nirvana. There's absolutely no way this woman, little girl, listens to Nirvana. Maybe she does, but she doesn't. Okay? And it annoyed me. Mm-hmm. It annoyed me because I'm an old man, I guess. I yell at clouds now. But sorry. I mean, and I'm not going to go up to an 11-year-old girl having a mustache like this. Doesn't matter what you ask them, you're a pedophile. It doesn't matter. You can't go up.
You have a private conversation.
I want to talk to you about music, little girl.
It's not okay, man.
No, it's not. It's not. You just can't.
Okay. You go directly to jail.
Yeah, there's no pass and go. No collecting any money. No, yeah, I find it dubious though. And then we were in Target, and there was a Slick Rick Paid in Full T-shirt. Now hold on. No one knows who Slick Rick is. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
These kids are so cool.
Yeah. It's funny. I had a Nirvana t-shirt in high school. I mean, I had so many Sonic Youth t-shirts in high school, and I still have many Sonic Youth t-shirts. And I will say, very few people I see wearing Sonic Youth t-shirts. But if you are wearing a Sonic Youth t-shirt, I can pretty much tell that you listen to Sonic Youth. There is nobody that's gonna go, I like that Sonic Youth
So,
washing
what are
machine.
some ones that, like the top ones that you say would be the top egregious shirt wearing bands or singers?
Number one is Joy Division.
Joy Division?
Joy Division's number one.
Which one is that one?
It's the Unknown Pleasure. Just look up Joy Division Unknown Pleasures. You've seen that shirt.
Joy Division Unknown Pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't say that's a number one.
Oh, it's number
one for Whitey.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, for poser Whiteys.
Poser Whiteys.
Poser blacks. No, I don't think anybody would wear
poser blacks.
It's Nirvana is up there, like we said.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses, yeah.
I just don't understand why you would be wearing a Guns N' Roses t-shirt.
What's another one? Pink Floyd.
I love Pink Floyd. Yeah, I guess Dark Side of the Moon, their Dark Side of the Moon t-shirt would be the one that people wear the most. Zeppelin, I think, is another one. I've seen that shirt a lot.
Rolling Stones. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't wear
a pretty iconic logo though.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear a big mouth with a fucking tongue coming out of it.
Metallica for sure.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you about Metallica. If you like Metallica, you are a stupid motherfucker. They suck. They've always sucked. They've always sucked.
I like a couple of theirs.
And another one. Oh, the number one. I mean, not even like t-shirts, but just the most annoying band ever.
Let's see if I know. Let's see if I guess. Can I guess?
Good.
Misfit.
No, they stink, but they don't annoy me. Like I understand.
No, that's definitely iconic.
Well, this is not a t-shirt. I'm saying, they're this is just the most annoying band ever. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are the most annoying band ever because every song is boom boom Give me a fucking break, bro. Give me a fucking break, bro.
I like some of that shit.
Yeah, I know you do. You got no bad taste is an incurable disease.
Top poser one, huh? No, not the Beatles. The Beatles. I don't see these kids wearing Beatles shirts very often. If you wear a Beatles shirt, 9 times out of 10, I think you listen to the Beatles.
And you are an asshole.
Thrasher.
Oh, the skateboarding magazine?
That's one that a lot of kids.
They're not a band, though.
Not a band?
No, it's a skateboarding magazine.
I just assumed that it was a band.
Yeah, I never skateboarded, so I would never wear that.
I didn't want to. Work out for me.
Yeah, I tried. So I went down the block and then I fell off. My shoe came off and hit me in the head, and I said, "Okay, I'm not going to do this anymore." Yeah. I don't want to look stupid in the air. I look stupid on the ground. I look stupid enough just walking. I don't need to be mobile and looking stupid.
There's AC/DC.
Yeah, they suck. Yeah.
That's pretty much. I think we got through that little random bit because I don't think. I mean, yes, there's a shit.
Megadeth.
Megadeth. Let me take a look at that one. I know
Megadeth.
Is that somebody?
Dave Mustaine was originally in Metallica, and then he got kicked out.
But that's not a shirt that I see.
You don't see the Megadeth shirt a lot? Oh, I do.
Nah, not at all. But where you're at is different. Like I said, you got poser yuppies and white people.
I live in Maspeth.
I don't know. I just assume all the Queens is pretty white.
No, it's a mix.
It's
the most diverse area ever. It's definitely like Williamsburg. And yeah, Thrasher was one. I guess one of the things I always detested was people wearing Carhartt because you don't work outside,
bro. But it shit is warm and they're durable. So yes, to an extent, but that's like saying don't wear Timbs because you don't work outside, bro.
Well, don't wear Timbs because you're not from New York.
That's like those are work boots. They're literally
it
says it on the box.
But I'll tell you what. Most people that work on construction sites, they don't wear Timbs. They wear.
You can die if you try to wear Timbs.
They're like it's like wearing anvils on your feet.
No, I mean, yeah, they're not great for actual foot. I guess it depends what you're doing.
They're great for walking in the snow.
I wouldn't do it.
I think the Tim is the best for walking in the snow.
Let's see something here.
Go ahead.
Say something again.
Hello.
Nope, fuck that up. All right, I'll go back.
Very good.
Never mind. Put a snow? No.
Yeah. My beautiful red Tims in the snow.
What does that mean?
I wear red Tims in the snow.
You have red Tims?
Yeah.
Why?
'Cause I do. Why? I mean, I have beef and broccoli Tims too, but I have red Tims as well.
I never cared for the beef and broccolis either. That wasn't my thing.
So then what would you wear?
I've literally only owned one pair of butters. And I threw up on them that same New Year's Eve. And then that was it.
For you?
Yeah.
Or for the Tims?
Yeah, never buying Tims again.
I threw up on them. Very good. So I had an ex-girlfriend, and we had matching Tims. How about that? How about that hood shit? We had matching Tims. Baby blue matching Tims.
Moving on. We are reviewing the movie Do the Right Thing, and what he just said was not the right thing. So we're moving to the movie.
She's from Long Island.
Getting worse thing. Just making it worse.
Opiates.
Ugh. That's gross, man.
Yeah, so Don confided in me before this.
Clearly, you don't know what the word confide means. That's clearly what's true.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you.
Fucking guy.
I'm not gonna narc. I'm not a narc.
You're wearing a Jets hat and you look like a cop.
It's the mustache, okay? Don't put that on me. I don't like that. I'm not a cop. I'm not the cops. I'm not the ops. All right.
You're a cop.
I'm not a cop.
Do the Right Thing. Spike Lee, 1989.
I'm a cop.
The irony.
Yeah. All right. So you want to do?
This is our third film for Black History Month.
Yes, 3.
Yep, we did 3. Last week we did Symbio,
Psycho, Taxi, Plasm.
Taxi. What? Plasm.
And you all seem to enjoy it.
I had a good time with it.
Well, no, it was great.
And yeah, so now we decided to go a little bit
more in your lane. A little bit more in your lane, folks.
We just want you to like us. Please like me.
My dog has to eat. There will be no bolitas for my dog.
Yeah. So,
do the right thing.
Do the right thing. Let's see. There's a couple of little things that happened in 1989.
So we've done a film from 89. We're just going to give you the very short, abridged 89.
Started with January 1st. No. Blah, 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 blah. Soviet Union leaves Afghanistan. That happened in February. Tenement Square. That happened in April.
Briefcase Man.
Boring. Tenement Square Massacre.
Happened
in June.
Yes.
Soviet President Mikhail
Gorbachev
and President George H.W. Bush declared the Cold War over.
Yeah, sure. Sure they did.
Yeah. Romanian Revolution happened.
Ceausescu dead.
Pretty much. That's that.
Yeah. Anyway. And movies were good.
Movies were pretty good. We had what? This is interesting. British comedy sketch, not this, but the next one. British comedy sketch show series, A Bit of Fry and Laurie, starring Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie, debuts on BBC One.
We've mentioned that in the first review.
To gain deregulation, WWF admits pro wrestling is an exhibition and not a sport in a New Jersey court.
Well, there's a lot of exhibitions going on in the WWF.
And then May 19th, Do the Right Thing, directed by Spike Lee, starring Danny Aiello and Ozzie Davis, premieres at the Cannes Film Festival.
Is it Cannes or Cannes? I think it's Cannes.
I prefer Con.
I know. I think it's Can though.
Yeah. Then a bunch of other shit happened.
Yeah.
Music. Some shit. Sports.
Some shit.
Oakland.
Gretzky
and, yeah. He did stuff.
And I think the Dodgers played the A's in the World Series. Little earthquake action.
There's some actions born in 1989. PewDiePie was born in 1989.
Who?
PewDiePie. Yeah.
Who's that?
Some guy. I don't know.
You just said PewDiePie.
He's a YouTube person? Yeah. The most subscribed and viewed YouTuber, PewDiePie, has approximately 57 million subscribers. Yeah.
Well, move over, PewDiePie. We're coming for you.
He's well known for his Let's Play video game playthroughs.
I don't know who that is.
Some creepy dude from Sweden. Nicholas Hoult, 1989.
I don't know if I know who that is.
That's the guy. You didn't watch that show. You didn't watch that movie. He played Beast in the most recent X-Men movies.
Nope.
He was the co-star to Nicolas Cage in that vampire movie that came out recently.
Oh, Renfield? I did watch that.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
Surprisingly
wacky,
funny.
But it was
surprisingly
really
funny. Yeah.
I liked it.
Well, it's all Nicolas Cage doing his damnedest.
He did his thing though, that kid. That kid's been doing that thing for a little while.
I mean, I wasn't expecting anything, and it far surpassed my expectations.
Right.
So
so that guy. Brie Larson, 1989. Yeah. Elizabeth Olsen, 1989.
She could really be great if she picked the right movies.
A little bit of Nas syndrome. Daniel Radcliffe, 1989.
He will never be great.
I don't think I've ever seen any of his movies outside of the Harry Potter.
I saw the first Harry Potter movie, and I was 12 when I saw it, or whatever, and I was like, whatever. I'm never going to see any of this shit again. And then I saw him in a horrible movie called Swiss Army Man, which was directed by...
That was weird. Yeah.
When that was directed by the guy...
hand with a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was directed by the guys who did Everything Everywhere All at Once.
No kidding.
Yeah. No shit, right? No shit. And he also did one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen, a movie called Imperium, if I'm not mistaken. That was him. He was also in a movie called Kill My Daisies, Kill Your Idols. I don't know what it was called. He played Allen Ginsberg, and he was a shit-ass Allen Ginsberg. I mean, Allen Ginsberg's a shit-ass Allen Ginsberg himself, but terrible. Kill Your Darlings. Kill Your Darlings is what it was called.
I know who that is. And then...
Allen Ginsberg, the poet? The writer?
Nope.
You've read Allen Ginsberg. You've had to in high school.
Maybe.
They made you.
Yeah. Joe's favorite actor /
Andy Garcia was born in 89?
Chris Brown. Joe loves him some Chris Brown.
Put your backhands up.
And then musicians born. Why is Brie Larson? Is Brie Larson a musician?
Yeah, she made an album. Didn't work out.
Well, really. Labyrinth, Timothy Lee McKenzie. No idea.
Great.
Lucy Hale.
Excellent.
Avicii.
Ugh.
That's the techno guy.
Ugh.
And then Joe's second favorite singer.
Andy Garcia?
And someone who who just won the Super Bowl?
Kansas City Chiefs, baby.
Led the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. Taylor Swift.
My girl. Thank you for the money, Taylor. Appreciate it.
You bet on the Chiefs?
I had the Chiefs all the way through the playoffs. Every game. And I got them at plus 330 after they beat the Bills to win the Super Bowl. I made like 2,300 on the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Here's some athletes. Yanni Singh.
Cricket. It's got to be cricket.
That's it's either golf or tennis because she's wearing a polo shirt. I'm gonna say
okay.
Let's click on it, man. Yep, golfer. Taiwanese golfer. Angeniska Radwanska.
That's got to be tennis.
Yeah. Rory McIlroy.
Golf.
Alex Morgan.
Soccer.
How'd you know? You know her?
I've watched her play.
Victoria Azarenka.
Tennis.
Thomas Mueller.
One of the greatest midfielders ever.
Who died in 1989? Who's dead? Nikola
Ceausescu.
Yeah. Rough last name. Yeah, that guy.
They murdered him and his wife. Well, they assassinated him and his wife.
He was the head of a Romanian state from 65 to 89.
Yeah, they said, that's it for you.
Well, he was toppled with the fall of the Iron Curtain. Yeah, dead. Ferdinand Marcos.
Yeah, Philippines?
Yep. He was remembered for running a corrupt and undemocratic government.
And I believe his wife took over after that, Imelda, right?
I don't know. That's right. Maybe.
Very good.
Ayatollah
Khomeini.
Yep. Hirohito.
Emperor Hirohito.
Yeah.
Excuse him, gentlemen.
Such idols.
What did you say? Insult my idols? Hey, that's funny.
Yeah. He had a nice jacket. Ted Bundy.
He
died.
Yep. I'm not going to say anything about Ted Bundy because what I say will always be misconstrued.
Keep it to yourself.
I'm going to.
And Huey P. Newton.
Died
or killed? Those are different to me.
Was Huey killed?
Wasn't he?
I don't know. 89? It seems like because he'd be in his
fucking.
How old was he? In his 50s, right?
No.
Really?
Yes. He was born in 42.
Oh, so he was 47.
He was shot and murdered by Tyrone Robinson in the streets of Lower Bottoms, Oakland, California.
Oh, yes. So they sent somebody to murder him.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't die of old age.
Okay. I thought he was in his 50s.
Some actors who died. Bette Davis, Lawrence
Betty Davis, bro. Bette Davis. Lawrence Olivier,
and Lucille Ball.
Lucy. Here's Lucy.
Some musicians: Irving Berlin, Tiny Grimes.
Tiny Grimes?
Yeah. You don't know who that is.
I have no idea who that is.
He's looks like a jazz player. Jazz guitar. Yep.
I should know that.
And then, wow, they have okay. There's some athletes who died. Doug Harvey, New York Rangers. Bill Terry. Who's that?
Bill Terry was a baseball player.
He played for the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Boxer.
Billy Martin.
Manager of the Yankees. He died in a car crash, I believe.
Oh, probably. And then the athletes labeled as athletes, which I guess, but do you want to take a wild guess as to who the last athlete they have? Time magazine cover.
1989?
Athlete, yeah. 1989. Big deal.
So you're saying he wasn't an athlete?
I'm saying, I guess, the thing they were doing was athletic, but it's still interesting that they would put this athlete on athletes who died.
1989.
Yeah.
Is it wrestling? It's a wrestler?
No.
Okay.
They do wear a mask, though.
They do wear a mask?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, well, it means what I said it means.
They wear a mask in 1989, and they're not a wrestler.
And they're an athlete.
And they're an athlete.
Yeah.
What one of the is it has to do with Afghanistan or Iran or?
No, it's an athlete. It has nothing to do with Afghanistan and Iran. Why would it have to do with Afghanistan?
Because in '89 there was Khomeini and all that.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, very good. Who wears a mask? I don't know.
So you give up? Is what you're saying?
Can you give me a guess? Are you sending me who it is?
I could. What would be a good guess?
Is it a superhero?
They have one name. They go by one name.
Well, Liberace didn't die in '89.
Liberace is also not an athlete.
Right. I'm trying. I don't know. Wore a mask. 1989 has one name. I'm gonna be so annoyed, right? I'm gonna be really annoyed.
Maybe.
I don't know. Oh, it's a horse. It's a horse. Secretariat? No, not Secretariat.
Yeah,
Secretariat?
Secretariat died in 1989.
Horse is an athlete, brother. Yeah. A horse is a fucking athlete.
Yeah, sure. I guess you're right. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You run. You can't even get down the block.
Yo, I had to run to catch my train from my house to the train station.
Had to get your leg amputated after.
I wanted to die.
Yeah.
I wanted to die.
Running's not the same after 30.
It hurts so
Running is not the same.
my
I can do 30.
My chest.
I could do 30 minutes on the elliptical here. I could lift weights. Running is not the same.
But like running first, I don't know how people do it. We run like first thing in the fucking morning type shit, like before your body.
I don't know how people get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and go running. What?
It's the same to me. You got.
I can't even bother jerking off.
Well,
I couldn't. I did. I'll do it again.
Anyway, 1989.
Do the right thing.
The box office for 1989. There were.
We did this.
People don't remember. Oh, look, that was on the list.
What?
We did. It was 200 movies. Yeah. And the last movie we did, like we said, was Power Highway. That movie made it onto the list at 198.
Yeah.
Where do you think this movie, 1989, Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, landed?
Between 1 and 6, I would say.
Incorrect.
Oh.
You'd be wrong.
Is outside of the top 10?
Way outside.
27.
Nope.
103.
No.
71.
No.
Just fucking say the number now.
Yeah. 47. They made $27,545,445.
Okay, let's
picture film.
Let's see how much it costs to make this film.
In 534 theaters. Yeah. It grossed. Yeah, $27,545,000.
$6.2 million to make. Big win. Big win. Huge. When you make almost 5 times your gross, or 5 times your cost, huge.
Big time.
And
do you remember the last time we did this, what the number one movie was?
It's probably something stupid if it's 1989. Probably like Raiders of the Lost Ark or like Indiana Jones shit.
That's in the top 5.
No.
We'll do top.
Just do top 5.
10. Back to the Future Part 2, number 10. Number 9, Parenthood.
Okay.
Number 8, Dead Poets Society.
Piece of shit.
7, Ghostbusters 2.
No thanks.
6, Look Who's Talking.
God damn.
5, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
How dare you?
Number 4, Rain Man.
Great movie.
Number 3, Lethal Weapon 2.
First one was fine.
Number 2, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Piece of shit.
Number 1, Batman.
And I said Batman Returns is better, and I still agree with that.
I can't argue that too much. I mean, I like them both. I do have a soft spot for both. But Batman Returns, Danny DeVito was fucking insane.
And I will say this, and this is a controversial take, hot take for you. Jack Nicholson's Joker better than Heath Ledger's Joker.
When I rewatched it, I was like, this guy's super creepy, actually.
Yeah, Nicholson did a great Joker.
Than people give
credit. People were like, oh, it's whimsical. But listen to him talk.
I mean, the movie was camp, yes, but nah, dude. Jack Nicholson,
He's
just
the man.
As a regular person, scares me.
Yeah. I don't know how much longer we have of Jack either. Doesn't seem like he's doing too well. Good? Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's doing too well. He's 87.
Like games and shit.
No, he hasn't been to a Lakers game in like 5 years.
Is that true? Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm gonna look it up.
Go ahead. He's 87.
Well, you know.
I know. Yeah. It's been a while because he hadn't left his home in 2 years. And I know he didn't go out.
He looks schlubby, but like you said, he's 87. What the fuck, you know?
Yeah, I mean, also the guy lived like 17 lifetimes. You know, like
this picture's from April of last year. Looking out of the ordinary in California. He looks like he's just woke up in his house.
Yeah.
Fox is a bunch of assholes, man.
Well, no, they don't let anybody live.
What the fuck what is he supposed to look like?
Yeah, be in a tuxedo. Let him be in a fucking 3-piece suit.
He's looking not himself. He's literally going like this on his face.
Yeah, and that's when everybody was worried. Like they were like, "Is Jack Nicholson sick? Does he need help?"
He looks healthy as shit. Look how big his arms are. Look how big his gut is. He looks healthy.
He's 87, and the man wants to be left alone now. He did it all.
Someone says, the rare appearance was the first time fans have seen him in 18 months.
Yeah, he did it all.
Maybe people just aren't looking for him, and that's fine. The last time he was seen in an NBA game was 2021.
Okay, so that's 3 years.
With his lookalike son, Ray. Yeah, that kind of resembles him.
Yeah, a little bit. Not too much, though.
But
look, leave the guy alone. He also lost his best friend a couple years ago, Harry Dean Stanton, who was like 91, I think, before he died. Yeah, man. The guy's got nobody left. They're all dead. So just let him fucking be himself wherever he wants to be himself.
A very antisocial guy that's well known, well documented. That
he didn't like
his own circle. He don't fuck with everybody.
Yeah, he didn't like to be outside of his circle, but he did like the party. Big party, man.
But then he's going home after that.
Yeah, leave him alone.
Let me do my blow in peace and I'm out of
here. Yeah. Well, that's all.
I don't see the big deal.
No, leave him alone.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be all right. Anyway,
do the right thing.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Jack Nicholson was not in.
So funny.
Was he in casting? But then
no. De Niro was the original.
Fair enough.
And he dropped out due to he wanted to make another movie. I don't know.
I mean, he doesn't really have losses, so I guess whatever it was, he probably.
I would think it. I would think maybe it's Goodfellas or.
Fair enough.
Or Cape Fear, one of the two of those. I would think because 90 and 91, those are the movies that came out for him. Yeah. The trivia on this is really good. So, the synopsis: on the hottest day of the year in the street in Bed-Stuy section of Brooklyn, everyone's hate and bigotry smolders, and it builds until it explodes into violence. Yeah, okay, it's pretty. Are you going to find one? Like we said we were going to do another synopsis.
Did I say that?
We said that's something we could start. Okay, forget it.
Like a review. Yeah. That's right.
Should have maybe brought that up before we started, but
yeah,
I like to keep you on your toesies.
I mean, look, we got one literally from 1989 a review. So
yeah,
that'll be interesting. Let's see what it says.
Go ahead.
No, you keep talking. I gotta
I'm just going with the cast now. Spike Lee directed it. Mookie is Spike Lee. Sal is Danny Aiello. Demare is Ossie Davis. Mother Sister is Ruby D. Pino is John Turturro. Vito is Richard Edson. Bugging Out is Giancarlo Esposito. Radio Raheem is Bill Nunn. Sweet Dick Willie is Robin Harris. Coconut Sid is Frankie Faison. ML is Paul Benjamin. Tina is Rosie Perez. Smiley is Roger Governor Smith. Senior Love Daddy is Samuel L. Jackson. And Clifton is John Savage. Okay. Trivia for this.
Review is long.
Just give me the talking points.
Seems like you liked it.
Very good. Trivia. I have one that wasn't on the trivia list, and I can't believe this. So Vito, not John Turturro, Richard Edson, the other son of Sal, he was the original drummer in Sonic Youth. Great musician. Yeah, great musician. He was also in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. If you remember, he stole the car in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Sir, relax. Yeah. Remember that? And he was in a couple of Jim Jarmusch movies as well, and then stopped acting for whatever reason. To become a musician.
A very recognizable face. Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Trivia. Radio Raheem's explanation of the love and hate rings he wears is an homage to the speech that Robert Mitchum's preacher gives in The Night of the Hunter, one of Spike Lee's favorite movie. The preacher has love and hate tattoo on his hands. The key scene when Danny Aiello and Turturro talk alone approximately midway through the film was partly improvised. The script scene ended as the character Smiley approached the window. Everything after that until the end of the scene was completely ad-lib. That is so fucking great. Mm-hmm. That's the power of Turturro. That's the power of Frankie Faison. Because remember, Turturro goes out and yells, "Get a job." Why don't you get a job? That's all improvised.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
It's not hard to reach into real life and just regurgitate things that you probably heard growing up. These guys are all, for the most part, if memory serves me correct, New Yorkers. All of them.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So this is all shit that they've heard and seen firsthand. Did you know this was based on a true story? I'm
about to get there, brother. Just calm your titties.
It happened in December 20, 1986.
Yeah, Newpark Pizza. Yeah, I knew it.
Are you familiar?
Yeah, and I hate that pizza parlor, bro. Their pizza sucks, and they're fucking cocksuckers there. They don't like Jews. They don't like anybody that's not an Italian. I've been there a bunch of times. It's fucking shithole.
Why?
Because it's the place to go after you go to the beach. It's just what it is. There's no other pizza places.
I never hung out at Howard Beach.
Well, I didn't hang out in Howard Beach. You go on the way to Rockaway. And then when you come back...
I didn't go to those beaches either.
You didn't go to Rockaway? Where'd you go?
Jacob Reese.
That's the turnoff.
Yeah, that's where I went.
So you went there. So you made a right.
The Rockaways is quite a bit further up. It's not like it's right there. You can see it, sure, but I went to, the turn.
I don't like what Reese Beach has become. It's all fucking gentrifying cocksuckers there. They don't want to go to Now Rockaway is a gentrifying cocksucker place, too. It's a fucking shithole.
I've only recently started getting the weekends off, so I don't know what the beach looks like on the weekends at Jacob Reese.
Sandy.
When it was during the week, and it was pretty quiet.
Oh, I would never go to the beach on a weekend. I'm not stupid. I would never go to the beach on a weekend. You got to go to the beach on a Tuesday. Tuesday's the day to go to the beach.
That's what they used to do, for sure.
Yeah. The word fuck is used approximately 240 times in this film, an average rate of 2 per minute. It's pretty impressive.
It's pretty normal. That sounds about fucking right.
Yeah. In the original scripted ending, Sal and Mookie reconcile. Sal, although upset, tells Mookie that he understands that Mookie had to do the right thing. Spike Lee claimed the original producer, Paramount, demanded at the last moment that Sal and Mookie should hug. Lee refused, calling it Hollywood bullshit, as he wanted the epilogue to remain truthful to the characters, and took the project to Universal.
There you go.
That's right. Okay, now... What?
Don't be dumb, studios.
And they were. And they still are. Film. Oh, speaking of, we'll get to American Fiction after this. I want to talk about that. The very famous sax solo, Frida Kahlo. The very famous sax solo playing us into the most famous dance scene of Rosie Perez over the Fight the Power by Public Enemy. Man, look, I love me some Rosie Perez. Mm-hmm. I love her. And that, it's such a descriptive dance, explaining the summer, explaining the film itself with heavy tension, also setting us up in every area of the film. Anything to add on that?
It was good stuff.
That
Was mostly improvised by herself, also choreographed by her.
Yeah. Well, she's a very good dancer, from what I remember.
And she's I wonder why she didn't do more in her career. I mean, she's an icon, yes, but how many other movies aside from White Man Can't Jump? How many other movies can you name Rosie Perez being a star or co-star in? Like, I find it hard to do.
I do too. I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, but she's an icon. She's solidified as an icon. You know what I'm
saying? What makes her an icon is her accent.
Yeah, she has.
The thick Brooklyn Puerto Rican accent, very thick. I mean, and I have a thick Brooklyn accent, and you.
Puerto Rican accent.
Not Puerto Rican.
Thick Brooklyn, Puerto Rican.
I don't know. Thick Brooklyn. Just Brooklyn. I don't know. Just Brooklyn. What? And you can have a thick Brooklyn accent when you put it on. Hers is the thickest I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever heard one so thick. Senor Love Daddy, the first time we really hear the syncopated style of Spike Lee, doing the nasty to your ears, the ears to your nasty. Great. The hats. Remember the hats in the window that Senor Love Daddy has? Yeah. He's got like 6 hats. One is like a safari hat, one's a kufi, and then like some summer hats, fedora. The hats mean something. And I'm trying to figure out if that's the chronology of the African American being taken and then assimilated. Oh my God. Very good. Mayor sleeping in his room, saying it's hot. It's too hot. Smiley, this is Malcolm X and Martin King. They are dead, but we still have to fight against the hate. Mookie counting his money in front of Jade, his actual sister in real life. Why didn't she do more?
Yeah, she's always been good. Everything she's in, she's always been really good. I don't understand.
I've only seen her in 3 or 4 things. I'm just like, well, you really she's so beautiful.
She has a commanding presence, yeah.
Bro, naturally beautiful. And has those eyes, like Danny Aiello says towards the end of the film, and just really articulate and really making choices and doing a lot of shit. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to comment on why people don't do things, but why didn't you do more?
It's interesting. I'm not sure what her actual career path was. Like, what is her thing?
I thought she was in fashion.
I think you're correct.
I thought she was in. I mean, I could be wrong. Could be totally wrong. Some sort of design. We meet Sal, Pino, and Vito, and Sal says he won't come out here without a police escort. And then Pino says, I hate this friggin' place. I detest this place like a sickness. And then Sal says, that's hate. That's real hate. Where did that come from in you? That's not in me. And then, so one of the few lines in the movie I really don't like is Sal saying, I'm going to kill somebody today. I don't like that. You know?
I don't think that's a far-fetched line. I don't think that's something that a lot of people his age don't just say, just throw it out there, you know?
Yeah.
If I kill somebody today, somebody's going to get it. I thought this writing was, by and large, and to this day, some of the most authentic writing I've ever seen on film.
Yeah, no, yeah. Mother, sister, always watches. Take it easy, you'll live longer. Great lines. Martin's debut in film. And Martin is so funny in this.
Yeah.
Like, really, really funny. Radio Raheem, you the man, I'm just visiting. Radio Raheem, blast that big box, cold blast in the scene. That's Senor Love Daddy. You got some Miller High Life in this fucking joint. Everybody likes Miller High Life in this movie. I like that so much because I am a proponent of the champagne of beers now.
Every once in a while.
Because he's right. Miller Lite tastes like a fucking old pot you piss in. It's disgusting. You're ugly enough. Don't stare at me. The evil eye don't work on me. That's mother sister talking to the mayor. And the great Sweet Dick Willie. Fuck Mike Tyson. I remember when he mugged that woman right here on Lexington. Such a funny line. Three wise men, the Greek chorus, sitting out, hanging out. The corner is the school. All Brooklyn neighborhoods have the corner being the school. And I wrote, Sal's Pizza could be the worst looking pizza I've ever seen. It is not good looking pizza.
Looks dry.
It just looked like it had been out. Yeah, it looked like it had been out.
I think I need to get pizza today. As I said earlier, I'm shooting right now at my mom's house. You've been around this neighborhood before.
L&B.
Originals.
Is
L&B is not close to me.
I thought you're Old Mill Basin.
That's L&B Spumoni?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nowhere near me.
Where are you? I thought it's Old Mill. You're in Old Mill Basin, right? Right now?
Yeah.
L&B is like a 10-minute drive.
I mean,
yeah.
Spumoni. I mean, that's right by that's by the D train, dude. That's not nowhere near me. It's not a 10-minute drive. That's right by the transit school where I go for training and shit when you first start. There's a PS something to the fuck other. That's not. Yes, I could drive there. I know exactly how to get there from here, but it's not in the same neighborhood.
So what's your pizza over there?
There's Originals. It's on Ralph Avenue.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, pretty good. Good sauce. And they got Sonny John's around the corner.
I don't know Sonny John's.
It used to be. They just moved across the street. It used to be on Avenue N between 55th and 56th. But now it's across the street, still between 55th and 56th on that. I'm going to go there today. It's been a very long time since I got there.
L&B is the best pizza.
I went there the other day. I got trained and I got a square slice. It was good. So I actually sat inside for the first time.
I don't like sitting inside.
It was cold. I wasn't going to sit outside.
Yeah. L&B is my favorite slice of pizza ever.
Grandmother's, corner. And I had some anchovies on it, pepperoni.
Well, that's not what you do to an L&B. But that's not what you do to an L&B. Has to be plain. There's no putting shit on it.
Fuck you. Do what I want.
You've been, and then Sal says to Bugging Out, "You be coming in here at least 3 times a day. What are you, a fucking retard?"
Yep.
Every fit in this movie needs to be in a museum. Every fit.
They are. Did you go to the Spike Lee exhibit for the Brooklyn Museum?
No, I did not.
They just closed the other day.
Oh, it would be nice somebody tell me about this. It would have been nice.
You live in Queens now. This is what you do. This is the repercussions of your acting.
You could just be a buddy and tell me that there's a Spike Lee exhibit going on.
Stay in Queens. Go to the Queens Museum. See what's over there.
The Wall of White Fame.
Actually, you want to go to the Queens Museum though, because they have they have that thing that I've never seen in person, that to scale thing of the city. I've always wanted to see that. You saw the Fran Lebowitz.
I love Franny.
Yeah. So you've seen the thing that she was in. She was walking around and
pretend there's a city. Yeah.
But I'm talking about she was in that museum walking around the little. Yeah, I want to see that in real life.
Okay.
It was the Queens Museum.
I think I've been there as a kid. I just don't remember it.
I'm guarantee you I've been there as a kid, but I have no recollection as an adult. But they had, or me, I hope it's still there. And we're going to review one of their movies someday. Probably not next month. Maybe April Fools. We'll do maybe we'll do only comedies in April. The Muppets. They had a Muppets exhibit.
I'm not going to the Muppets exhibit. I'm not reviewing the Muppets. I'm not watching the Muppets. I don't want to watch the Muppets. I'm not interested in the Muppets.
It's excellent stuff. We're going to watch it. We're going to love it.
I don't like that shit. This is my pizzeria. I like the way Sal says pizzeria. Because it's not pizzeria, it's pizzeria. American Italians on the wall only. Since we spend so much money here, how about we have some say? And then he says, "You're kicking yourself out." And then Mookie says to Bugging Out, "What are you trying to do? I work here. You're fucking my shit up." And that handshake is the eternal The eternal handshake. I
Mm.
love that handshake.
What do you feel about that argument that this pizzeria being in a black neighborhood should have black actors on the wall? Mind you, I think a lot of people don't keep this type of thing in mind, but the history of the neighborhood, that neighborhood was not always black. So
Yeah.
I think it's not too much of a stretch to think that Sal was probably there first.
Well,
You know?
he said he was there for 25 years.
So then he was.
So,
But
but
Bed-Stuy was
1964,
Bed-Stuy in the 60s.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Bed-Stuy was still Bed-Stuy in the 60s, I think. I don't know the exact history. I can't be 100%.
I think if you aren't a racist, you probably have black people on your wall. I do.
I guess. But imagine the reverse of that now, right? Because I'm all for.
And I've been to black-owned businesses where they only have black folks on the wall. I don't give a fuck who's on your wall. Is your food good?
My thing is, it's my place. Don't tell me what to do with my place.
Yeah.
Right? As long as everybody treats you right, and you get the service you're supposed to get, then
And for most of this movie, Sal is sort of a voice of reason.
Yeah.
Until he's pushed to where he doesn't want to go. But we'll get to that. Bugging out, making fun. Bugging out's an asshole.
Yeah.
He's just an asshole.
Played by Giancarlo Esposito.
His best role by far. Yeah.
Most iconic role for sure.
And then the mayor stops Mookie and says, "Always do the right thing."
Played by Ossie Davis.
Ossie, great. Ossie and Ruby Dee married in real life for 20 years, I believe, before his death first. It feels like he died first.
I'm not sure.
I think he did. And then Mookie says, "That's it." And then the mayor says, "That's it. I got it. I'm gone." Great. Just this, I've seen this movie, I don't know, 40, 50 times probably. I always get emotional during some of the dialogue because it's just so real. It's just so fresh. It just always feels like, and I don't want to get trapped in nostalgia. I hate that about certain things. But this is how people talked.
I mean, and to some extent, especially being that, most of the people that are Mookie's age in the film are Sal's age now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like we are still around these people that speak in this manner.
Yeah.
A lot of the colloquialisms are still in use to this day. Little tweaks here and there. But for our generation, I think we're the last generation that would truly still understand a lot of the colloquialisms, lingo, slang that is being used in this film. I think some of the Gen Z kids is gonna go clear over their head.
Right.
Because they just, they got their own thing.
Yeah. And I wrote, as I get older, Smiley becomes my favorite character in this film. He really, I don't know why, because, Roger Governor Smith wasn't supposed to be in this film. He came to Spike Lee and said, "Please write a part for me." Yeah. And Spike wrote this, and I just think it's the most endearing because he says the least.
I ran and does the most a couple of times in real life. He's a nice guy.
I feel like
he ran the same. He hasn't aged.
No, yeah, he was in Mo Money too, wasn't he?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I don't remember.
I believe he was. He was
around back in the late 80s, 90s. He was definitely in a few things here.
I put in my vote for Mo Money in April if we're doing comedies.
I'm not mad at it.
Tender-headed runs in my family. You tender-headed? Of course, we're all tender-headed. Great. Tableaus are very important in this film. And then the shot of the newspaper letting you know how hot it is. I don't know if that's the exposition of the heat or if that's also showing you that newspapers don't know shit. They're just recycling bullshit. I don't know. Montage of everyone trying to stay cool. I wrote Fire Hydrant Day was always the best day in the summer. Always felt like the best day in the summer. The cover of the hydrant, they cover the hydrant for Radio Raheem because once the radio stops, that's it. And that's also foreshadowing everything. Frank Vincent and his car, fantastic. Fantastic. Where are they? Brilliant fucking question. Mo and Joe what? Mo and Joe what? Mo and Joe Black. I don't know. And then the cop goes, they're related. It's such a funny line. Those that'll tell don't know, and those that know don't tell. That's the mayor. Vito and Mookie walk. Mookie yells at Smiley. Senior and Smiley, look, man, when Smiley cries, very heartbreaking. Very heartbreaking. Senior Love Daddy starving as Mookie and Vito talk. Senior Love Daddy's doing all these gesticulations because he's so hungry. He wants his chicken parmesan. Mookie says, I don't know what to say about when Senior Love Daddy tells him to give a shout out on the radio. And it's the first time Mookie doesn't know what to say in this entire fucking film. Reddy Raheem versus the Puerto Ricans in a battle of the boomboxes, buddy. And Puerto Rican homie was in New York Undercover.
You're not talking about him being the main character, because he wasn't.
No, he wasn't the main character.
Yeah, he was in it, yeah.
Yeah, he was the other detective.
Yeah, he was one of the other detectives, the one they was always butting heads with.
Yeah. Great show. Vastly underrated.
I mean, that's a lot of seasons, right? Wasn't that like 4 or 5 seasons?
More. I think it was like 6 or 7. It's too many.
Yeah, it's too many to review.
Yeah. We could do a synopsis of it, but can't do a whole review. Yeah. Mookie says, I don't know what to say. Reddy Raheem versus Puerto Ricans. You ever carry a boombox, Don?
Yeah.
I did too. I carried a boombox.
I didn't do it like them, but my uncle had them. They were huge.
I never. Yeah, I had the more modern ones. I put it on my shoulder and walk, but I never had a fucking Benzie box like everybody else.
You walked around with a boombox on your shoulder.
Fuck yeah, I did.
What'd you play?
Ludacris. Problem?
Okay. Nah, man.
It's 2002, brother. You gotta do something. Gotta do something in the summer.
Yikes.
Ludacris, and then I'd be blasting System of a Down, be blasting Sonic Youth. I don't give a fuck what you're listening to. What I'm playing.
I can't stand people like you.
I can't stand you.
Yeah.
And we all know why. But I'm not a narc. I won't tell. It's funny, Mookie says best pitcher in the game, Doc Gooden, and Spike Lee's a diehard Yankee fan. That's very funny that he says that. And sadly, I mean, a lot of the Doc Gooden story, right? Oh, was the greatest pitcher in baseball. His rookie season with the Mets, I think he went 17-4 with an ERA under 2 and over 250 strikeouts. And the next year, in one Rookie of the Year, then he won the Cy Young the next year, and the Mets won the World Series in 86. No, so his rookie year was either 84 or 85. And he won the Cy Young in 86, 23-4, 23-3, an ERA under 2, almost 300 strikeouts. And, I don't want to blame Darryl Strawberry for anything, for getting him hooked on anything.
Mm-hmm.
But he did get him hooked on crack. And that was the end of Doc Gooden. Doc Gooden was on pace to be the greatest pitcher of all time. And Darryl Strawberry was on pace to be one of the most prolific home run hitters of all time.
Crack, baby.
Crack, yep. And he says, I fuck you up quick 2 times. Motherfuck gentrification. This is when John Savage runs over his Jordans. $108 with tax. And this is when Martin's really egging him on.
Mm-hmm.
And John Savage, really good in this very little snippet here. And he's wearing his Larry Bird jersey, and he says, go back to Massachusetts. And he says, I was born in Brooklyn. And everybody, oh, man. That was funny.
Because, the funny thing, I think, and I don't think this is something that, I think this was understood, the irony in him saying, I was born in Brooklyn, because that's a very normal thing.
It is. You just
Black
leave.
To be like, look, I'm from Brooklyn because I was born there. And you have some entitlement to the roots, even though you're not from there.
It's true. It's funny because people leave Brooklyn. And I remember when people left Brooklyn and went to Florida or went to fucking wherever, and they come back and they're still from Brooklyn, but you missed like 20 years.
Yeah.
You
It's
missed.
like, I was I think I said in one of our reviews that, I came to a realization that I have, for whatever reason, I never claimed Old Mill Basin. Number one, nobody knows what the fuck that is, right? Or what the fuck that is. But I spent the majority of my time, I grew up here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From 98 till 2000 and whatever, 20 something years. I was here in fucking, Old Mill Basin. Now, but I would say my formidable years were Crown Heights and Brownsville.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's when I learned different, more street smarts, and then my family is from Brownsville and
Mm-hmm.
Crown Heights, so even their traditions, their cultural nuances are of that. It's not of this neighborhood, which is when I first got here, mostly Italian, Irish,
Mm-hmm.
Jewish. Now it's a Caribbean neighborhood, pretty much,
Right.
which is interesting how it's evolved.
I mean,
but yeah, it's one of those things where like it wasn't until probably the past couple of years where I actually was like, "Are you from Brownsville though?"
yeah,
Are you though?
yeah. It's
Like if you walked into that neighborhood, are you gonna run into anybody that you know at all?
it's true.
Not likely.
It's true. Like, I mean, I'm from Williamsburg. I will always represent Williamsburg, and I mean, it's wrong. I live in Queens right now. It's just what it is.
Love it.
I do, because Williamsburg's not Williamsburg anymore. Why would the fuck would I? Why the? Yeah, Queens is beautiful. Queens feels like Williamsburg used to. Yes, feels great. Why would I go back there when no one, and not even my parents' friends, they all sold off that neighborhood? Okay, so who is from Williamsburg? I don't know the answer to that anymore. And I have friends. Everybody I grew up with lives in Queens. I got a homegirl who I just found out I went to middle school with for 10 years. She lives right across the fucking street from me in Maspet. It's just what it is, man. Nobody wants to be, because if it ain't Williamsburg, for people that were born and raised in Williamsburg, I don't want to stay in Brooklyn. Where the fuck am I gonna go? Where the fuck am I gonna go? I don't want to be in Greenpoint. That's not my neighborhood, and it's too far from everything. I think Greenpoint's too far from everything. Motherfucker think Queens too far from everything.
It's pretty out there.
Yeah. So like, where am I gonna go? I don't want to live on the island. I know people that move to the island. I don't want to live on the island because then you need a car. Like, I still want to be. I'm a 10-minute bus ride into Williamsburg. It's not like I'm far, but I can't be there anymore. And this is maybe it's the most broken thing you ever hear in your life. The only reason I go back to Williamsburg is to visit my bodega man, Abdul. That's it. I don't go back to my father's house. They knocked that down. They knocked every house I lived in down. So it's like they erased me from Williamsburg. I have no reason to be in Williamsburg. I go to dap up Abdul, get a free coffee, shoot the shit with him for 20 minutes, and just bounce around if I go. This ain't no fucking neighborhood anymore. It's not a neighborhood for me anymore. Like, but I'm from Williamsburg. Let's not get it twisted. Like, you feel like you're from Brownsville. You're from Brownsville.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like like I said, we stood in Crown Heights, right on Crown and Troy.
Yeah.
When I was a young guy. Then Rockaway and Pickin for a number of years. And my grandparents always had their house in on Christopher and Newport over there, right by BS 184, this public school that I went to.
And Christopher and Newport, is that closest to New Lots? Off the L?
It is, yeah, Junius New Lots.
Yeah.
Right over. No, not New Lots. Actually,
Livonia?
I think you're right, actually. It is down. I get them mixed up. It's not New Lots that's closest to it. I think it's Livonia, like you said.
Okay. All right.
It's a little bit further up. because the 3 train is Junior Street. That's what's down the block from Livonia L train. Right?
There was a really good, I don't know if it's still there, or like right off the Livonia L stop. I haven't been there in a minute. There was a really good fish fry over there. It's like when you get off the L train on Livonia, you make a left and you go 2 blocks up and 1 block to the right. 2 avenues up and 1 block to the right. And there was a great like Jamaican fish fry over there.
Possibly. My biggest memory of my grandmother's part of Brownsville over there was a bread factory that you would smell every morning. Now that you could see right out the window on the L train.
Yeah.
If you're going from Sutter to Livonia.
Yeah.
That was really good stuff.
Yeah, we had a bread factory in Williamsburg too that you could just oh my god.
You can go up there and get your bread every morning.
Yeah, 6 in the morning on the weekends. My mother used to send me Saturdays 6 in the morning to go get fresh bagels.
Yep.
You don't get that anymore. Doesn't exist here anymore. What's going on between you two? Are you boyfriend and girlfriend? And then that's Pino talking to Vito. Just remember who you are. Your name is Vito Frangione, not Vito Muhammad. Slow motion cops on patrol, and they look in the eyes of the Greek chorus. The understanding, but the hate they have for each other is palpable. And they both say to each other, what a waste, under their breaths. Both of them think that way about each other. And then look at those Korean motherfuckers across the street. A hateful diatribe, the heat, jealousy. It's one of the sadder moments in the film. Because he says, I will be one happy fool when we open our own business in our own neighborhood. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go across the street and give them Koreans some more of my money. Now, this is Sweet Dick Willie talking because it's Miller time. Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Black-owned businesses in what were predominantly black neighborhoods and now are being changed into gentrified neighborhoods. And we know a couple of black-owned businesses in those neighborhoods, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like black folks... Okay. Do you feel like black folks do patronize those businesses or no? Yeah. I'm not talking about our generation, the younger generation. I'm talking about the people that were there and saw the change, like your parents or people of our parents' age. Do you feel like they patronize black-owned businesses, or do they cater to what they know? You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? Repeat the question. Do you mean like so? If there's a
black-owned, like
black-owned
that just opened up,
Oh, new black-owned business.
Yeah.
I think
within the last 10 years, let's say, or 5 years, whatever.
This is interesting that you bring that up because this is an argument that I have with some of the fellas that I smoke cigars with. Right, these are older guys in their 50s, 60s, such like that. A lot of them are entrepreneurs, business owners, landlords themselves, and one of their biggest gripes for them is that they don't see black people support black-owned businesses enough in these communities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, my thing is that they're only seeing their generation's follies, or
older.
They have blinders on, right? And, and sometimes also, it's people repeating rhetoric that they've heard, but they haven't actually experienced themselves. That frustrates me, right? Because for the past 10 years, right, that's what you brought the time span that you brought up. My circle of friends that I hang out with, we flock to new owned black businesses. We flock to old school black owned businesses. It's something that we're adamant about. It's on the forefront of our mind. It always has been. And truth be told, that's just how I was raised. Okay. My mother always had us going to black-owned businesses, black community affairs, or brown, black, brown, Puerto Rican, whatever. Just stuff that everything that we did in my day-to-day, was not white stuff. She made a point for us to intake culture, our own culture and other people's culture. Always. That was tantamount to our raising, her raising me and my brother. So I guess it's hard for me to disagree with people's point of view that, there's not enough community support because you see these businesses come and they go.
Right.
Some of these black-owned businesses, right?
Right.
Black, brown-owned, BIPOC-owned businesses, or you want to call it.
Sure.
But I know for me and my circle of friends in my generation, it is an extreme point that we make to rally around
Patronize,
businesses and patronize these businesses, these artists,
Sure.
wherever they might be. So I see, if you want to call it, I see tangible change. You know what I'm saying? And you think about when COVID happened. Right before that happened, it was probably the biggest influx of black-owned businesses in New York City in fucking decades.
Yeah.
There was a new black-owned spot opening up every 5 seconds someplace, some new business, all across the board.
Right.
Laundromats, coffee shops, this, that, and third. It wasn't always just like, regular food spots or whatever the case. And even that is not easy.
No.
And then the COVID happened, and unfortunately, that was one of the biggest losers out of that was the
new businesses.
Black-owned businesses.
Yeah.
But now look at this. There is a young lady who opened up a black-owned vegan donut shop in Brooklyn Heights. It's called Cloudy Donuts. Excellent donuts, right? And her business partners business module or their model is to reverse gentrify. That's their model. That's their goal. So they're going to open up spots where they technically shouldn't be. So Brooklyn Heights, right by the fucking
super white
BQ over there, that's someplace that black people kind of have never been. It's not like, that's old money over there. That's old money over there down at the end of Atlantic Avenue.
Yeah.
And shit. You know what I'm saying? That's old money. Black people, now if you go left,
Clinton, Washington,
or now you're going,
no,
not
the other way.
I'm talking about by the water, Atlantic Avenue.
Okay.
Right? Where the Atlantic Antic would be and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So if you go right, now you're heading to Dumbo. If you go left, now you're headed to Red Hook. Red Hook was all of us over there. Italians.
Yeah, everybody
mixed. Puerto Ricans, everybody in over there. But Brooklyn Heights, Dumbo was kind of a shithole back in the day.
Yeah, it was just it was factories.
Yeah, factories and hookers.
Yeah.
But Brooklyn Heights was never people of color over there. That was it just wasn't what it was.
It was honestly, when I was a kid, I remember affluence is different for everybody. What people consider affluence. But I remember Brooklyn Heights being affluent. Like you never went to Brooklyn Heights. Yeah. You had no reason to go to Brooklyn Heights. Yeah. And in Queens, I mean, I guess way out would be affluence, like Belrose, those places.
Right, exactly.
And Manhattan, the Upper West Side, the Upper East Side were affluence. More the Upper East Side.
More the Upper East Side.
Yeah.
But now this young lady, and I think their business originated in Baltimore, if memory serves me correct. They're actually a Baltimore originating company. And they have a couple spots, 2 in Baltimore, and then now they have 2 here. So they had that spot in Brooklyn Heights.
Okay.
Right? And everybody was flocking to it. Beautiful, right? Beautiful thing. Now they are the first black-owned food and beverage business in Nolita. They have their spot. It's right on Mott and I want to say Prince Street.
Okay.
They have their own storefront there with their donuts and stuff, and everybody and their mother flock to that too. And it's pretty high quality. Like it'd be one thing, but like, all right, it's just fucking donuts. Shit is fucking delicious, dude. Delicious, really good donuts. So I hope they do their thing.
Follow-up question. And this is, I guess, a harder question. These folks aren't from New York, right?
I'm not 100% sure. I know one of them. I know at minimum, the most I know is that their business started in Baltimore. I'm not. Okay. I can't say that they're both.
I think you know where I'm about to go. I think you know where I'm about to.
It's the gentrification.
Is it? Because
I have a hard time with that because technically,
it
on
is.
paper, it is black and white. But when you think about, for instance, right? I
Yeah.
have this brother from Arizona, and he's moved up here. He's been here for a few years now, and he's the first person I ever heard out loud. Because I know plenty of black people that come to New York City and are not from New York City, right?
Yeah.
But within our community, we have so many similar colloquialisms and just cultural things that it would take maybe a couple words to hear to actually notice, oh, you have a Baltimore accent, you catch it. But like, just to figure out, oh, you're actually not from here. That's wild. I didn't you wouldn't know right off the rip, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um so he's the first person I ever heard refer to himself. He's like, no, I'm a gentrifier. I gentrified. I'm not from here. And I was like, true, you're not from here, and you're paying over $2K for your apartment, which used to be probably, eight, nine
$500.
hundred,
Yeah.
something like that before you got there. But does the rent go up because black people from out of town move into this neighborhood, or is it because white people from out of town move into these neighborhoods?
Well, clearly it's because white people from out of town
Because
move into
white
these.
people from
Right.
out of town move into these neighborhoods. So to me, gentrification and the results of it, of increased rent and people getting kicked out of these neighborhoods, are not because of black gentrifiers. Therefore, how can you say black gentrifiers exist?
Like
There are
this.
people that moved into these neighborhoods, right? And the
Yeah.
rent is what the rent is. And if you want to live in New York City, you're going to pay 25 fucking hundred for this small 1-bedroom apartment.
Right.
And that's what it is. But that wasn't the doing of a black man from Arizona. That was the doing of all the other fucking white people that came there before him and got the rent raised in those neighborhoods because they didn't know any better. You know what I'm saying?
I do appreciate your argument, and I think there is a debate here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you said, like I'm a black and white rules man when it comes to this sort of stuff. If you aren't from New
Oh, and
York,
not to
you are
cut you
not a
off,
New
not to
Yorker.
cut you off, but
Go ahead.
also the other nuance
Go ahead.
is the disruption of culture in these neighborhoods, right?
Yes.
Disruption of culture is not black people moving from fucking Indiana into Bed-Stuy and saying, hey, I don't want to hear your fucking trumpet at 9 o'clock at night. That's white people doing that. They moved here because of the attraction to the culture of the neighborhood. And then when they get here, they don't like the culture of the
I
neighborhood.
will tell you a funny story.
Right?
I will
So
tell you.
that's not BIPOC gentrifiers doing. It's just not.
I will tell
So
you.
the gentrifying results requires rent being raised because of these people coming in, and culture being changed because of these people coming in. Not white people are not doing that. Non-white people.
I will tell you a funny story. So the old apartment where we lived in Williamsburg, out front every morning during the pandemic, across the street there was a tattoo parlor.
Mm-hmm.
And they were only there maybe 7 or 8 years, whatever. And there was a guy who was playing the trumpet outside of this tattoo parlor every morning. Was it annoying? Yes, it was annoying. Don't get me wrong. Okay,
Was he bad?
What?
Was he bad at it?
Just playing the same thing over and over again, pretty much. You know,
Oh, okay.
like a couple of things. He was clearly like destitute and clearly like in need of money, and he was doing it.
Yeah.
And there's that guilt of people, white people,
Mm-hmm.
that feel that they have to give him money. Now, I gave him money once because I thought it was different, and it's something that the neighborhood hadn't had in a long time. And I said, okay, here's $5. But that abolished me now from giving any more. I'm not giving any more. $5. That's my limit. That's my quota. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry. I don't want to give anybody. I don't give anybody money unless you got 4 legs and you're moving. But these people who own the tattoo parlor called the cops on this dude.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that, and this was during the pandemic, and people are still outside, but they're like, it was like more than a few months into the pandemic. So people were still like outside drinking coffee. There's a coffee shop over there. And I got pissed off. And I remember when the cops were called again on this guy, and there were people outside, and Linda and I walked past, and they called the cops again, and they told this dude to pack it up and all that. Some people were like, well, he shouldn't be in front of the building. He's doing this every morning. And I just remember screaming, you aren't fucking from here. You have no right to tell people how to fucking be.
Mm.
And the people in the tattoo parlor were staring at me. And I said, these motherfuckers are gentrifiers. And if you agree with this motherfucker, you're a gentrifier. And I know you're all gentrifiers. Because you can hear me and I can hear you.
Yeah.
And nobody said boo to me. Except one guy. Who's a kind of a famous guy in Brooklyn. Black musician. He goes by Likens. Robert Aubrey Aki Lowe. Okay, and he it's different. It's like noise. It's like experimental free jazz, and he came up to me, and I know he's not from New York. I know he's from the Midwest.
Right.
And he came up to me, and he was like, "Thank you for standing up." I was like, "Bro, it's not me standing up." And I said, "First of all, thank you for your music. I love your music, but it's not me standing up for anybody. Like I would have done it if the dude was white, because if he's a neighborhood guy,
yeah,
and I know he's a neighborhood guy." Maybe he just found the trumpet and started playing it a couple months ago and learned some songs. But I've seen this guy. That guy's part of the neighborhood. Whether he's part of the neighborhood for good or bad, he's part of the neighborhood.
Now think about this now, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Musicians especially.
Yeah.
How many musicians, famous musicians, came here to this city?
Right.
Not from New York City.
Right.
They came for themselves. Based on the culture here, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at all those cats that came from fucking Philly.
Yes.
Common,
yes.
You know, Erica Badu's from Texas. But
yeah.
Like, you know, all these cats.
But they don't carry themselves as New Yorkers. They don't carry themselves as New Yorkers.
They don't carry it, but they added to the culture is what I'm saying. They didn't subtract from the neighborhoods they were hanging out in, which was Fort Greene. Even look at fucking the soundtrack to this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Republicans from DC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not from New York City. These are not New Yorkers.
So do you think the root of gentrification is subtraction from a neighborhood?
I think so. I think it is.
Culturally.
I think, culturally and financially. If you're taking money out of the neighborhood and you're taking people out of the neighborhood, I think that's gentrification. Otherwise, you can't. Everybody that moves someplace is not a fucking gentrifier. That doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Your existence has to have an impact on the people who are locally here, originally here. But black people and non-whites who move here from out of state, right? Mm-hmm. I'm talking about like, and also keep in mind, I'm talking about like normal tax bracket people. Because it's not to say like there's non-white people who got a lot of fucking money and they come into a neighborhood, buy up a whole brownstone and kick somebody out. That's still gentrification. You can't act like it's not just because they're black and or BIPOC or whatever. That's gentrification.
But you're putting caveats on gentrification then.
Of course, there's caveats on gentrification. It's not black and white. Nothing is black and white. You might want to see it as black and white.
I am of. If you're not a New Yorker, are you helping? Okay, are you helping the neighborhood?
The people who are native New Yorkers now, their ancestors were not. The Great Northern Migration, from everybody came up from the South and brought all these musicians, brought the Harlem Renaissance up to Harlem. Those were not native New Yorkers.
Okay.
So even the native New Yorkers have roots someplace else. Our music has roots someplace else.
But again, I would hope.
And that's an additive to the culture, like I said.
I would hope even in 1880, even in 1917, even in 1948, a motherfucker who moved to New York would say, no, I'm from this other place, but I'm moved here.
Yeah.
Right. People like to call themselves New Yorkers, Don. You know that.
Well,
that's wrong.
Ain't right. But yeah, anyway, moving forward.
The movie.
Gentrification
it would be 4 hours.
Is and always has been funny. It's just weird.
It's weird.
The funny thing, it's weird. It's weird because you could do the same shit just from neighborhood to neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's people that believe you are from Brownsville, and if I'm from Crown Heights and I moved to Brownsville, you ain't from here. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Brooklyn, all right, but you ain't from here. You know?
I will never.
That tribalism is abundant.
I will. See. That's the thing about me. Like, I will never. Like, if you moved from fucking Canarsie to Williamsburg, you're from Brooklyn. You're from New York.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the people that moved here from the island or from Connecticut. You're not the tri-state area. That ain't shit to me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that ain't shit to me. You're not a New Yorker, okay? And the most egregious of the folks I've noticed moving here are folks from Jersey. They really believe that they are the sixth borough, and you are another state.
Sixth borough is Buffalo.
Nah, I hate the Bills.
Buffalo's pretty hardcore, man.
No. I've been up there. I've been up there. I don't want to be up there. Well, I'm scared. I'm scared. It's cold all the time, and you're angry all the time. Jesus, I'm not a fan. Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. I just expect to hear it. I expect to hear Conway the Machine's fucking little fucking mouth come at me. Holy shit!
Zelda makes excellent music. But
it's the best. It's the best. Did you listen to the new West Side Gun?
No, I haven't yet.
I heard it's really good. I haven't listened to it either. What makes Sammy run? And this is the part where the mayor is trying to get the kid to go to the store for him. Unless you done stood in the door, don't call me a bum, don't call me a drunk. Now, this part I found extremely sad because these are the young folks getting on the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
And this is exactly what we're sort of talking about, right? But it's not gentrification. It's generationalism, isn't it?
Right.
And them saying that I would have done anything to feed my kids or that. And it's all situational, right? Like, you don't know what the mayor's actual situation was because he is a drunk. Maybe he's misremembering. Maybe he's, there's a lot of layers to the mayor that I find really interesting. The young versus the old. I respect those who respect themselves. And I don't necessarily agree with that because most of the people I know do not respect themselves.
You'll be hard pressed.
You'll be hard pressed in this time, in this day and age now, to find anybody that respects themselves. Where are we? Mookie having problems with Tina. By the way, the dialogue between Spike Lee and Rosie Perez is some of the best in the film. You are too tired. It's some great line. Take your bullshit to the door. You're trash. And then when Mookie goes back to Sal's, when Sal mouths, "You're fucking up." Wow, that's great. I have to wonder if that's got to be a directional note because there's no way.
That's the Danny Aiello thing. He
makes
really good choices. He's always made very good choices.
He's
always made very good choices, and we've seen that because we actually saw, that 29th Street movie. He makes fucking choices,
and everybody can.
We've seen a couple. Goddamn, this is
3
a Danny Aiello film.
From
Jacob's Ladder, 29th Street, and now this.
Yeah, from a very long way away, you could say, well, he's
the
just
Danny Aiello podcast.
Yeah, we're just fans. From a very long way away, you could say, well, he's just yelling, but he's not. Mm-hmm. There's inflection. There's movement to each word. There's the way he puts the syllable, the way he really moves things around. He's underrated character actor, and people take character actor as an insult, bro. What do you say? What do you say to every performance we've seen, even in Jacob's Ladder, which sucked? Every performance we've seen him do, he puts everything into it. It's always good, Then there's some bad words that I'm not going to say after that. What? There's bad words.
Say it.
No, I'm not gonna say it because it's not me. It's not me. It'd be the character saying. I wrote it down, but I'm not gonna say it because it doesn't make sense. Mookie says we started civilization. The close-up shots of the racism, the in-your-face of it, fantastic. Still hard. Still hard. I mean, he did rip it off of Night of the Iguana for sure, but still hard. Like the when Pino is saying the epithets, when Mookie is saying the epithets, just boom. Such great directing. You need to cool that shit out, and that's the double truth, Ruth. See, is Senor Love Daddy God?
No, I think Senor Love Daddy is just a homage to the lady from the radio on in the Warriors. That's how I took it.
Pretty good. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. Yeah, it's pretty good.
And like that's that you could say you can ask the same question for her. Is she God? You know what I'm saying? It's a voice, narrator of the story, really dictating.
I don't like being wrong, so shut up.
It's pretty simple.
I look for deeper meanings, I guess. Fuckhead.
I think he saw the Warriors one time.
I've only seen the Warriors twice. It's okay. It's okay.
It's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, I have a deep affection for that movie.
Okay, we'll talk about that another time.
One of those guys is a train operator. Well, he was. He might have retired by now.
Baseball Fury?
No, it was one of the black actors. I think the tallest one, the dark-skinned tallest one.
Mookie asking...
The Warriors, the actual Warriors, not one of the side gangs.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the actual Warriors.
Mookie asking for pay early, Sal saying he can't do it. And then there's a whole dialogue, and Sal says, I want you to remember that. Please do me a favor, Mookie, and remember that. Great. Great. Right hand, left hand, the story of love is this, static. Left hand KO'd by love. If I love you, I love you. If I hate you. And then Radio Raheem goes in, says no, and Danny Aiello says no service until you turn that shit off. And the angles make the thing, right? That makes the tension and the idea stronger. Because there's one moment, I forgot, where John Turturro just pops out, and he looks like he's popping out from another space. Like it's so great the way Spike Lee used the camera in this film. Mookie walking through the neighborhood is Spike walking through the neighborhood. And I think he really wanted that scene, because if we made a movie of where we're from, we would want to do what Spike did there.
Yeah. That's
important. Thank you, Black Man. That's from Bugging Out. No, that's Smiley. Thank you, Black Man.
Mm-hmm.
That's very good. The joy of a shower on the hot, hot day is unmatched. I agree with that. The Senor Love Daddy rundown of every black artist throughout the ages to the neighborhood is a great montage over the heat just getting hotter. Pino and Sal having coffee. This is the scene that's improvised. And Pino saying, maybe I think we should sell this place. And Sal says, why do you have so much anger in you? And he says, do your friends put money in your pocket, Pino? They aren't your friends. I never had no trouble with these people. And Sal says something I think that really keeps him there, which is, I watch these little kids get old and old people get older. They grew up on my food. My food, I'm very proud of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why, you know what you're saying? People who are in neighborhoods that either were bad when they got there or became bad or whatever, you stay because you're feeding the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with food. I think food, because food is what? The gateway to the soul, right? Like, it means more. If I opened up a fucking a cigarette shop, an old candy store, maybe it doesn't mean as much. But I'm feeding people. And Sal is very good with giving people $1, giving people some food. He feels like he's a part of the neighborhood, even though he might not be.
I mean, once you're there 20-something years, how can you possibly say
you can't?
Because if people don't fuck with you, then you wouldn't make any money.
Right.
I mean, people don't need pizza. People need like things like a laundromat or things like a bodega. You don't need pizza.
Yeah. And then get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get a fucking job. Get a fucking job. I got a job. I got a job. That's great. Because Willie is Spike doesn't have Willie in that scene. Willie just out of nowhere yells it. So it's all improvised. So that means he had people waiting around for this or to improvise these lines. That's creative. That's creativity. That's important to me. And then our his name ML and Willie getting a little tiff, and ML mentions Willie's mother, and then Coconut has to say, Willie, take it easy. He didn't mean nothing. Because it really affected him that his friend said something about his mother. That was... And then Bugging Out comes over, and they talking about boycotting Sal's Pizza. And at first, nobody wants to boycott Sal's. And then Sweet Dick Willie says, boycott that barber that fucked up your head. Okay. And then Toothbrush and the Jordans. Did you ever find that worked for your sneakers? The toothbrush?
Never Jordan, so I can't say.
Any sneaker.
I wore sneakers
to wear them out.
Yeah,
I wasn't a killer. Yeah, I wore them out. Bugging Out, continuing the boycott. And then Jade says, if you really tried hard, you can connect your positivity in some useful ways. And everyone loves Jade. She's angelic. Mookie is looking through the bullshit of Sal talking to her. And Pino is also looking through the bullshit of Sal talking to her. And then this part, when Radio Raheem goes into the Koreans talking about the D batteries, D motherfucker, D, learn to speak English first. That's sad. Mm-hmm. That's sad because that just, it's everywhere. It's through everyone in this film. The hard racism, it's through everyone. And the nationalism, too. Like, there is, Mayor taking flowers to mother sister, rebuffed. All you can smell is garbage. Thank the Lord the sun is going down. And he says again, I didn't mean it like that. Just talking about your mom, ML. He says, I just want to know how you not got the name Sweet Dick Willie. And Sweet Dick Willie says, I had my best piece of woman on a humid day. And then that woman walks past and he says, I better not see her naked on payday. That was funny. Icy Man. Did you like the Icy Man? Did you like Italian ices or did you like the ice cream truck?
Both.
I mentioned three things.
Oh. You talking about the Piragua Man.
Yeah. Did you like the shaved ice? Did you like the...
I would say probably shaved ice is top for me because the real Puerto Ricans do it with shaved ice. You got more variety of flavors than Italian ices. At least the generic Italian ices that you would find in a pizza shop.
Sure.
If you go to like certain Italian icy places, you got a shit ton.
Yeah.
There's more syrup flavors, and then you got the condensed milk that would get poured on over that. And then sometimes you can get it with some alcohol, some rum or something like that there too.
So shaved ice for me only happened because it wasn't really in Williamsburg that much unless you went down to Grand Street. Shaved ice from
Puerto Rican side, you're gonna see shaved ice.
So shaved ice for me was very rare. I had it a couple of times and it's good. I never saw the booze side of it, but it's good. Ice cream trucks definitely last. I don't give a fuck about the ice cream truck that much.
Yeah, I would probably say shaved ice, Italian ices, and ice cream truck. Probably, yeah.
For me, it's Italian ices only because I did have the places by me where you had like 80 flavors.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just the 6. But if I mean, the combination is always rainbow and then lemon. You can do the lemon on top and then the rainbow. If you're doing it from a pizzeria. But if you go, like Fortunata's used to have like blood orange and like all this crazy shit. Yeah. I love Spumoni, bro.
My jam.
Spumoni is number one.
Yeah, you got Cherry Garcia. That's always cool.
Cherry Garcia. That's Ben and Jerry's.
Well, I'm sure it's Cherry Vanilla or whatever the fuck they call it. No, it's pretty sure it's called Cherry Garcia still.
Brother, I never went into an Italian ice place to give me the cherry Garcia.
Yeah, cherries and chocolate chips. They have it right there. You know that Italian ice place.
Lemon King
On Avenue T.
Oh no,
Over here
I was never down that. Never did ices down there.
They're dicks, but they have good icing.
Yeah, I
That's
feel
one of those ices where it's like I don't need to give you money, but it's hot and I want this fucking icy. And you guys are fucking assholes.
That's the way I feel about the Corona Lemon Ice King over by the stadium, by City Field.
Yeah.
Bro, we get it. You're popular, okay? Be happy.
They have a fucking rule here that pisses me off, and it's like the first time I heard it.
No combining flavors.
You can combine flavors, right? But only 2, even if you're getting 3 scoops.
I don't understand that. I wouldn't be going there.
So 1 flavor, 1 scoop.
I wouldn't be going there.
2 scoops. Why? What's the logic in that?
I wouldn't be going there. Why?
It doesn't make fucking sense.
I would not be going there.
You're still scooping something 3 times.
Just do it.
The fuck is your problem,
look,
man?
I will like ice cream. Ice cream's whatever.
Cute.
Ice cream's whatever. But Baskin Robbins, man, you could have as many motherfucking flavors you want on a fucking ice cream cone. You got 31 of them. Give me 30. You know, I just saved that rum raisin shit for the next sucker. But no, if that's a rule, that's you got to be closed down by the health department for that. That's a bit
fucking infuriating. And I'm telling you, every time I go there, it's like it's the first time I heard it, and I get pissed off all over again.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Cash only, and they have fucking tubes.
Cash only, I understand. You don't want to pay. You don't want to pay. Well,
you
don't want to pay.
They're scamming. You don't want to.
Yeah.
But they have attitudes, and I don't care for it.
Yeah. Look, why you've been here? Like again, Corona and Ice King. You've been here for 80 years. Yeah. You're gonna be here, but way past my death. Why? It's just an icy. It's not a problem.
Yeah. All right, let's get through this. We're about to be longer than the movie.
As a matter of fact, I saved 2 lives today. His and mine. This is when Ossie Davis, the mayor, saves the boy. And then his mother starts hitting him. And Ossie Davis says, "Miss, you didn't have to hit your boy like that." And the mayor saves, and the mayor oversteps his bounds. Because you never tell a mother how to discipline their child.
Bullshit. Bullshit. I've cursed out some people, like, what the fuck is your problem?
For ass slapping?
Well, what she did in that film probably wasn't that big of a deal. I've seen horrendous shit. You know what I'm saying? In real life.
All right.
Like, you're doing fucking much.
Look, if you see somebody hitting somebody with a belt on the street, that's a different story. But
it depends how bad is the belt whipping. Even that doesn't bug me as much. You know.
So wait a minute, where's it got to be?
I've seen, like the other day, I was doing laundry. I'm in the parking lot, and I seen this lady yoke up, like she didn't even hit the kid, which was worse to me. She yoked up the kid like this and got real close to the kid's face and, said something to the kid.
That annoyed you?
Bothered the fuck out of me. Why are you yoking up a kid like they're fucking?
Grab them by the shirt, bro.
No, that's not okay, man. That's very.
Did you get hit as a kid?
I wish I did. My mom rather yell at me for 3-4 hours. She was a sergeant in the army, so she had the lung capacity. I would have been better off, I think, if I just touched her. It would have been faster at least. But my mom didn't. Those are psychologically, I think that's worse.
Yelling is worse.
Grabbed her by the shirt. No, my mom lectured me. Yelling she's a loud person anyway, so it's gonna be yelling on paper technically, but she's just a loud person. She lectured me for 3-4 hours, and it was just an ordeal, time consuming wise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not anti spanking or whatever necessarily, but it's within context. It has to be warranted. It can't just be for every fucking thing.
Yeah.
But grabbing a kid by the shirt, a small 4-year-old, and yoking them up so that their tippy toes are on the fucking floor practically, and getting in their face and saying whatever you gotta say to them, that's a visceralness that should not be put upon a child from their parent. What kind of trust is that kid supposed to have you? Like, you're showing your kid that you have no control over your own temper.
Right.
You could explain to a kid why they got their ass whooped, and it doesn't have nothing to do with you losing your fucking shit necessarily. Not necessarily, right?
Yeah. I mean,
but to yoke a kid up and get in their face, motherfucker, what the fuck is your problem? Like that is beyond too much for me.
Maybe it's me because like I only got spanked a couple of times, and my dad would take off his belt in a threatening way, but he would never hit me with the belt, so I never got the belt. The only time I really got walloped was by my great grandmother on the Italian side. Brother, I got the spoon across the knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
I got the wooden spoon across the knuckles, and she had a switch that she would have there. And there was a scare. I mean, I never got hit with the switch, but it was there to let you know I will hit you with the switch. I just always found dogs.
Yeah, somebody knocked at the door. Great. Let's hold on.
No, I know what you're doing. I just didn't want to talk. I know what you're doing. Yeah, I got the knuckles, the spoon to the knuckles, the actual wooden spoon to the knuckles, and that wasn't fun. The wooden spoon to the knuckles was not my favorite thing in the world. But yeah, my mother never hit me. There was one time she chased me down the block. And like she got like on top of me because I must have said something crazy, and she got on top of me, but she didn't hit me. And she was like trying to pick me up, and this dude in the car yelled, "I'm gonna call the cops on you," to my mother. And my mother got off me and ran down the street. And this guy started going in his car, and she was running with the car, trying to get this guy. I mean, she must be running like 10 miles an hour. This woman. She lost her shit.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what I did, but then she came back, picked me up, and took me to McDonald's.
Yeah, like I hope that lady gets put in a fucking home when she's old enough for doing that to that kid. You deserve that. Because that just, to me, that shows me, if you're willing to do that in public like that to a small child.
In private must be worse.
In private gotta be worse. You gotta be a real fucking piece of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I just don't care for it, man. I just don't care for it. If you don't have patience, don't have kids, bro. Yeah. Don't have fucking kids.
That's a big reason I don't have kids.
You know?
And my dick don't work. Yeah, that's right. I didn't stutter, you heard me. All Sal wants to do is hide the salami. I didn't like that line, but that's okay. That was one of like the lines where you're like, you could have said that in a more nuanced way. Sure. And then they're talking in front of the Tawana Told the Truth graffiti. You know about the Tawana? You know about that?
Vaguely.
So there was a rape case in Brooklyn in 88, 87, 88. And these cops raped this. I can't remember. I don't want to say if she was a hooker or not. I can't remember what she was. Tawana Smith, I believe, was her last name. I remember this after the fact, researching it. I didn't go back. I probably should have researched it again. But they said that she lied on the stand, and they put it through all this horrible psychological shit, and it came out later that she told the truth. And one of the cops killed themselves, I believe. And she was never awarded a goddamn cent from this city. So there's that. You did a good thing, and Mother Sister just wanted to thank you for it. And that's Ruby D talking to Ossie Davis. I think there's something between Spike and Rosie. Did you feel that? Because the way,
real life?
Yeah, the way Spike looked at her when he goes in for that first kiss.
I think it's pretty well documented that he did have a thing for her. I don't know if it was reciprocated. But
his smile was different when he.
I don't know if you ever saw that, but Rosie was actually extremely uncomfortable in that ice melting scene.
Really?
Yeah, she was not in a good place in that scene.
I'm gonna get to that in a second.
She was pretty upset about it for quite a while. They made amends, obviously, throughout time. They still rock with each other, go to each other's festivals and parties and things. So they're still good friends.
Yeah. No rawness is jumping off tonight, and I wrote rawness jumps off.
Okay.
I want my son to speak English. English. It's bad enough his name is Hector. That shit sucks. That shit sucks. And also, he's wearing a Met. So I think Spike did this on purpose. He put him in a Mets shirt because he doesn't like the Mets.
Okay.
I really believe that.
Yeah.
The Ice Cube scene is, I don't know. Even when I was younger, I found it weird.
It's weird, but he has a penchant for pushing the envelope in his films.
But is this an envelope you need to push?
Some people would say is the scene in
She's Gotta Have It. School Days.
She's gotta
have it.
For sure, the end of She's Gotta Have It. People do not care for that fucking scene.
No, and in Jungle Fever, there are a couple of scenes too. People were like, ugh.
Jungle Fever, I can't. I've seen it, but it's not. It's been too long for me to comment on it. But like School Days, where the his character is talking about that they raped this chick, at one of the college parties, and then people didn't care for that, but in that same scene, you're totally disregarding the fact that Lawrence Fishburne is, berating him for it and admonishing him for it.
I haven't seen School Days in a long time. I have to see that again.
He's telling him, "What the fuck is your problem? Why would you?" He's getting on. It's not like he's just like, "Yeah, cool, man. Rape is great." It's not. That wasn't the point of the fucking scene.
Yeah.
So it's but I don't know what the point of this ice melting scene was.
Yeah, I didn't. It's confusing.
That's why it's like, what was the point of this? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Because she's hot, so you wanted to do that, like not in the literal, but like because she's a good looking person.
And
it seemed like you were taking advantage of the situation.
And they didn't even write it well. Like that it's like It's like I just want to see her tits. So
that's kind of how it comes across a little skeevy. It can be. I don't know. I guess I would really like to hear some sort of director's commentary as to why he needed this scene to be there. I guess that would be interesting to find out.
I wonder if there's anything he would do differently in this film now. You look back on it 35 years later, right? Is there anything he would do differently now? And I think he would probably say this. I would have to think so. Maybe he wouldn't. Maybe he wouldn't. And then Danny Aiello is explaining to the cops that, because the cops are like, why don't you get out of this neighborhood? And he's like, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be here for another 50 years. I'm going to build a brownstone. I'm going to have all this and that. And then the cop says, put a couple of straws in that, Mr. Trump. That was funny. Pino takes Vino into the room to rough him up. I like the interrogation light. It's like the boxing light, the old school.
Isn't it so hilarious that
Trump
is such a fucking New York icon, for better and for worse, that he is still a pop culture reference all the way back to 1989.
If he just wasn't the president, he would just be an annoying asshole.
Yeah.
He would just be an annoying asshole. A rapist and all that, but an annoying asshole. Now he's a dangerous, annoying asshole. I didn't like him. Don't get me wrong. I didn't like him when we were younger. He always was just a braggart and a fucking asshole. I never cared for Trump. But now it's just like, ugh, god damn. Takes him into the room. Vito, listen. Good. Black, white. No. No Mulignan could be trusted. I'll rip you. I'll fuck you up. Bugging Out and Radio Raheem organized the boycott. And I like the two favorite lines in this film, maybe. You got my back, your back is got. Great. Fucking great, man. Like, you don't hear that anymore. You never hear real talk. This is terrific. We had a great, great day. He goes, I'm going to change the name of the pizza parlor to Sal and Son's Pizzeria. What do you think about that? And then let them in. They love my pizza. It's great. It's great. Because I do think he genuinely cares about this community. I do. But then, I wrote, now we hear the standoff. Why's it got to be about jungle music? Why's it got to be about Africa? And then Sal says it, and then there's no going back.
Yeah.
That's it.
So,
Is it in him? Yes.
Of course.
But
and people get that interpreted, people interpret it as that, he was always so full of shit. But I think obviously Spike wrote those lines of how much he was embracing and loved this community to show that it's not so black and white. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's gray areas of nuance where even if you love this community so much, you could still look down upon them, or you could still find it in you to say that one thing that you know is going to hurt them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Because he could have said a million different words to get his point across of how pissed off he was and how annoyed he was with these cats, coming
Yeah.
and making a ruckus in his crib, in his pizzeria.
Yeah.
But he went there
Yeah.
with it. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew what effect it would have.
Yes. From him, especially.
Right.
And then, great line here. Dan Aiello says, "I just killed your fucking radio."
Mm-hmm.
Great. Then we have the fight scene. Raheem is killing Sal, spills out onto the street. The cops come. And one of the hardest things to ever watch on film is when Radio Raheem gets killed. And the leg shaking is still fucking crazy. And I know that's an allusion to lynching. I understand.
Right.
Still fucking crazy. Still to this day. It's fucking insane. Radio Raheem dead in the cop car as being driven away is wild. Another wild shot. And the Korean store owner is the only one that followed that cop car, holding the back of that cop car. Murder, it's as plain as day. They didn't have to kill the boy. And then Sal says, you do what you got to do. And Sal knows what just happened, and it doesn't matter what happens to him now.
Mm-hmm.
He feels that. And somebody says he died because he had a fucking radio, Sal. And now, this is my little parallel to Scorsese to Taxi Driver. The walk is different now. When Mookie walks through the neighborhood, right? The first time, it's light and it's airy. Now he's got to go get that garbage can.
Yeah.
And for Travis Bickle, his apartment, the first few times, it's not threatening, right? Then it's a place of hell. And the way the camera moves, very reminiscent of a couple of scenes in Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
He died. Yeah, mother's now they're destroying Sal's. Throws the garbage can through. Mother's sister screaming, "Burn it down!" And then the Korean says, "I know white. I'm black. You and me are the same." And then Sal, Pino, and Vito are watching it burn. The Howard Beach chants start. The New Park Pizza incident. The hoses triggering hard trauma in those that have been through the civil rights movement in this film. Mother, sister screaming, crying. Smiley puts the picture of MLK and Malcolm on the wall of the burning Sal's, big smile. And then you have the Senior Love Daddy epilogue. Today's weather, hot, wake up. Mookie goes to get paid by Sal. Hearing Rosie Perez say Mookie is one of the sexiest things in film history. Bro, that shit is so sexy. I don't give a fuck. Mother, sister, and the mayor talking. Where did you sleep? I didn't. I hope the block is still standing. We're still standing. And then there's this shot where Spike positions the camera down a little bit, and they're walking, not triumphantly, but confidently to see, because they are the block. The mayor and mother, sister are the beacons of that. Yeah, beacons of that block. Sal's sitting in the ruins of his pizzeria, and Sal here is a little tone deaf because he says he's dead because of his buddy bugging out. And he says, I built this place with my bare fucking hand. And then throws the money at Mookie. And the great lines, Mookie, he's got $500. He's a rich fucking man. Great fucking line. And then Mookie says to Sal, you keep it. Sal says, I don't believe this shit. Then Sal says, what are you going to do with yourself? The cash money word is chill. Said your love daddy. What are you going to do with yourself? And Mookie says, get paid. Get a job, get paid. Cash money word is chill. The next record goes out to Radio Raheem. We love you, brother. It leaves the society as a monologue rather than a dialogue. The old eye for an eye, Martin Luther King. The bad ones are the ones who seem to have all the power. Parenthetical, I don't even call it violence. When it is self-defense, I call it intelligence. Malcolm X. Photo of these two together. The credits roll. I wrote, this is a masterpiece. There's no other way. There's no other Do the Right Thing. It's always a classic. It's always the truth. It's a must watch at all times. And for better or worse, it's Spike's magnum opus. I gave this a 4.88 out of 5.
Yeah.
Because it would have been a 5 if not for the ice. It really would be a 5, Don. That scene takes you so far out of the movie, and it's like, oh, this is a horny guy.
What was happening right before that and right after that? Was there tension that needed to be taken out of the?
Well, it's just that Rosie Perez was saying, I never see you, and it's just like, okay, and then Rosie Perez said, teasing him, saying there's not going to be any horniness, and then of course there's horniness, but you could just allude to the fucking, or even show the fucking. You know? But even showing the fucking would make more sense than you doing what you did with the ice. I don't know. It really it takes you way out of the film, in my opinion. I don't know. It's not.
I think maybe.
It's
only now in retrospect, because at the time
it's problematic as fuck too. It's problematic as fuck, bro.
It's just why. But,
right. If you don't have a reason for it, then don't put it in there.
I'm gonna give it a 4.9. I'll deduct the 1 for said reason, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. And I will also, I'm deducting a little bit from Spike Lee's performance as a whole. I
think this is one of his best performances.
No. I think because he writes his own dialogue, people are like, wow, it's great. It moves in a way where he knows, but I will say he knows his limitations and doesn't go too hard on himself.
No, he doesn't go past it. Yeah.
Like he went really hard on himself in Mo Better Blues, and there's a reason why it's not a great film. It's Spike Lee. Yeah, I look. Is he one of my favorite directors? Yes. Is this his best film? Yes. It's not even close that this is his best film. Has he made a career of more good than bad films? Yes, for sure. Are the bad films really bad? Yes. They are really bad. Like his remake of Old Boy is one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen.
I didn't hate it.
Oh, Don. Have you seen the original Old Boy?
Yeah, I've seen the original.
Oh, Don. Yeah. Inside Man, also really bad.
He did some nice cinematic things that I enjoyed.
So, you know what's one of his films that gets a lot of hate that I don't understand? Miracle at St. Anna. I like that very much.
Excellent. But that was a good budget, though, I had on it.
It was a little long. It's the only thing I'd put on it. I'm not recasting this either. You can't. You cannot recast this.
I have a couple.
Oh, go ahead.
The main.
I want everybody to be played by Pauly Shore.
I think I'm going to leave Spike for last because I'm still on the fence about it. But
yeah,
I would have John Turturro play Sal.
Now,
yeah,
I
think that'd be cool. I would have, or if you want to have but he's a little on the younger side, but a more visceral I guess he could play John Turturro.
I don't want to hear about John Barenthal, bro.
It's John Barenthal.
Yeah, it's like 3 white actors.
I'm fucking limit. That's all I got, baby. John Barenthal for everything.
Right.
Let's see. I would, and I don't know what her capabilities are, but she's the only one with a thick enough accent. Cardi B for Rosie Perez.
Brother, I'm not seeing this movie.
I would put Cardi B. This is me in a beautiful world where she could act.
Well, I would say.
I think she's fucking hilarious, though. She's a very funny person.
Bro, she's hilarious, and she's fucking hot as fuck.
Yeah, she's a very funny person. She has a thick-ass accent.
Thick.
Yeah. So I think she could maybe pull off a modern version. for bugging out. Oh,
Yeah, exactly. This is too hard. There's too many.
a lot. Well, the real ones that people, the iconic ones, is Radio Raheem style, bugging out.
I think every character is iconic in this, bro. I don't care. Every character is iconic in this.
Yeah,
It's you got to recast 15 fucking people.
Yeah, for Mookie, let's do. You're not gonna like it. I can see Childish Gambino doing it.
Bro, you got to stop with this dude. You got to stop with this dude, bro.
I'm a fan of Donald Glover. Or I could see the guy who from Gun Guy. He's short. He's he was in that Netflix show, The Get Down. Not the light skinned kid, the other one.
I never watched it. Never watched it.
He was in. Fuck. This kid's name is Shameik Moore. Shameik Moore is right now the voice of Miles Morales, the Spider-Man. This is Shameik Moore. He was in that movie.
Move it over. Oh, yeah, I know him.
Yeah, he's good. I like that kid.
Yeah.
And he's short, like Spike is. You know. I don't know where he's from exactly. He has played New York.
See, and that's a thing, right?
Dope. That's what he is. He was in Dope.
I never saw Dope.
Dope's pretty good.
See, and that's a thing, right? It has to be all New York actors.
Yeah, he's from Atlanta.
It has to be all New York actors.
Gambino is from New York originally.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, him. And then he moved down to the south. Yeah.
I don't have the brain power or the wherewithal right now to give you 13 New York actors because I haven't eaten yet today either. I wouldn't. This is one of those films that you can't change. You can't remake.
No, I wouldn't change a thing.
No, you can't remake it either. You can't. You can't. You cannot.
It'd be too.
How? It's too
I
well.
can see them doing it like 10, 15 years from now. Though. I can see somebody taking a swing.
It's too. Yeah, and missing. You're gonna miss. There's no. It's too iconic. Like I have rules for remakes.
You don't think Spike would do his own remake, like a just like he did with what's his name? He did the show. He did the Netflix show. He did 2 seasons out of that. She gotta have it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
You don't think Do the Right Thing could be a series?
Why?
It could be pretty interesting.
But if you can't answer the word why,
gentrification still exists. It's still a thing. I think it would be.
But is this movie about gentrification? It's a day in the life of one street, essentially.
Yeah.
And no one is not from New York on that street. Even John Savage's character says I was born in Brooklyn. So there's no one not from New York on that street. So is it really dealing with gentrification? Maybe the Koreans. That's it.
Koreans, yeah. But it's it still has the.
You can make if you wanted to stretch out
who doesn't belong. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
ownership and
I guess if you wanted to stretch it out to that, you could, but I still don't think that makes a series. I don't know. It's not something and it's something as someone who loves this film deeply, and I know you love this film deeply too. It would offend me.
I don't think so. I think if it was done well and done right, and to be honest with you, if it was done by Spike and he wanted to expand this, because I didn't hate Do the Right Thing, the series. I didn't hate it. It was.
She's got to have it, the series.
She's got to have it, the series. I'm sorry. I didn't hate it. A lot of people didn't care. But imagine a show where you're following Mookie on some deliveries across Brooklyn.
It's called High Maintenance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A la High Maintenance, exactly. Could be pretty interesting.
I don't know. I would be. I mean, again, you say not everything is black and white. Nothing is black and white. This to me is black. You can't remake this film. I don't know, or you can't remake it into a series. It just wouldn't fly. I think I'd be offended. Like, I know they tried to remake Raging Bull. That didn't work out for them.
When did that happen?
A couple years ago. It didn't work out. Anthony Michael Hall as Jake LaMotta. Are you out of your fucking mind?
I don't know what that is.
He's a kid in the Breakfast Club, the nerdy kid.
Oh.
Right. And De Niro was in it. It didn't work. Yeah. Didn't work. All right. Well, this has been 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Longer than the movie.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it. We're finally, wait till our review of Heat with Robert. It's 3 hours. We're going to do a 17-hour review. Yeah, man. All right. So I'm off next week.
Yeah, Joe's not going to be here.
I'm in Toronto for the film festival.
Hooray.
Thank you.
Go see.
Well, you can't really go see it unless you're in Toronto.
Yeah, go to Toronto.
I'm going. Taking a train. I'm excited.
We don't know what we're going to be doing next week. I will be doing something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But something will be done.
Yeah.
It will be did. They'll be doing.
The batteries in his brain ran out. He's got to go recharge those.
For sure. So the last film of Black History Month will be next month. The end of the month. Next week.
You really got to get those batteries recharged.
Coffee.
Yeah. You haven't had a cup of coffee yet?
I had a cup of coffee. It was a pod that my mom has here from the Keurig.
Yeah, I was on.
It was all right.
Cup number 3. I'm going to go to cup number 4 now.
Yeah, I need to amp it up.
Yeah.
So next month is going to be Women's History Month.
It's problematic that you're yawning while saying that.
Sorry, I just said I need coffee. Women's History Month next month.
What?
The week after next. This is another month.
Stroke.
The month of March.
Yeah.
We're
gonna come up with a list.
We'll do movies then too. Also.
We are gonna movies. What do you mean? It's all movies. Movie.
Episode of We'll Fix It in Post. Old ass movie reviews with Don Vega and
Joe.
Let's
go.
All right.
Let's go share.
Peace.
Let's go sweater.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye-bye. Bye now. Bye-bye. Bye now.